The organization that works to welcome refugees to Maine says it's committed to its mission. This in light of President Trump's recent executive order suspending the U.S. refugee admissions program. Catholic Charities Maine has decades of experience helping refugees settle in the state. Last fall, we reported the Bangor area, which comprises a 100-mile radius around the city, was approved to accept 150 refugees. The timeline for their resettlement was October 1st of last year to September 30th of this year. According to Catholic Charities, 15 refugees were resettled in Bangor before the current pause. The agency says all travel to the U.S. is on hold until the Trump administration completes a 90-day review. They're still waiting to see what will happen with any future arrivals. In a statement, the CEO of Catholic Charities Maine said, in part, with refugees subject to the highest level of security checks of any traveler to the United States, we trust the new administration will recognize that keeping America safe and welcoming refugees are not mutually exclusive.